My name's Nigel Bayliff. I'm the CEO and General Manager of Huawei Marine Networks. We've been in existence since December 2008, and we're a joint venture between Huawei Technologies in China and Global Marine Systems, who are a UK-based submarine cable ship and marine contractor. We have, in the last 4 years, delivered about 11 turnkey systems and have made our initial forays into the repeated cable market. We've sponsored Submarine Networks World. I've been an attendee to Submarine Networks World for many years, and it is a great place to meet people interested in our industry globally, and particularly focused on Asia. Asia being a big growth market for our industry over the last few years. It's always well organized, we have a good attendance, we get people to talk to people about our technology, and we have the opportunity to speak to a wide-ranging audience of experts and interested customers in our industry. They're pretty much always the same objectives, which is to showcase our technology and the changes in our technology year on year. We are an organization that started with a very innovative product set, and we've tried to continue that innovation throughout our growth. So we want to showcase to the industry as well as our customers the technologies that we have and the ones that we're thinking about. We want to get feedback from them about what they see as important for their marketplace, what they see as important for their customers, and we want to understand the macro view of the entire marketplace, maybe see what some of our competitors are doing, but primarily to sit and talk with prospective customers about using our solutions to develop their networks. I think there are a number of tiers of operators, all of whom want to own their own infrastructure. So there's a tiering of the marketplace for international builds. I think there is definitely the growth of broadband in Asia is, as we hear every year, from telegeography, some years it's less, some years it's more, but there is a growth of broadband which is driving this connectivity requirement. Asia's been a less served market than perhaps Western Europe and the Americas, and it's now building this web and this mechanism of communication between the countries, which are stimulating trade, stimulating investment. There's another trend which is global but is being adopted quite quickly in the Asian region, which is combining telecoms and oil and gas projects. That's interesting. Our parent company, Global Marine, has a lot of experience in that market, and it's an interesting combination because the objectives are not always the same, but it's a good way to consolidate capital spending. And again, the other trend which is hitting almost every market is the low latency. There are dichotomies. People want the shortest route, but they want to be away from everybody else. So that's not easy to do. They want the lowest capital cost, but they want the highest capacity. So that there's some of these trends are difficult for the industry to address, but they're interesting. It's a good industry, and I think it has a lot of continued growth potential in different applications. And we started this company 5 years ago now, with the intention of becoming a large player over time, and we intend to stay in this industry for a long, long time. So. There's several strands to this. On the terminal equipment side, everything is about growth in massive capacity to utilize existing cables and new cables to get more bits down the cable and therefore reduce the overall cost per bit. And Huawei obviously is leading in many of these ranges. I've seen 400 gigabit line cards several years ago in the development labs. We have terabit line cards which are being developed initially for terrestrial markets, but that R&D is soon converted into marine applications and available for the marine SLTE. So one side of it is the terminal activity. Undersea, there has been almost no innovation for 30 years, really. Repeater design, repeater casings has been pretty stable. We set out with an objective of bringing some new materials, some new techniques, some new technologies conservatively, because there's a huge reliability factor which has to be built into all the repeaters, but ourselves and some of our competitors have chosen some new materials. We've used titanium for the first time. You know, our repeater is a small form factor. It's easily plow buried on the seabed, and it also has a modular nature to the branching unit and the repeater products, allowing us to reuse the same technology for many different applications. So in the next year we will be bringing into service OADM branching units. We have the power switch branching unit and a remotely selectable OADM branching unit. Now these are technologies which allow customers to suspend some of the decisions they need to make about how to design their networks, which is good for long-term capital reuse.